Hey guys, what's going on? It is me, DeBoss, for another video today. Today, guys, is another podcast. This time, I have my friend Master the TDS with me.
Hello.
And today, guys, we are going to be talking about some Yu-Gi-Oh! Related topics. So, TDS, did you have anything you wanted to start us off with today?
Yeah, actually, this was a little bit while ago. It was on December 14th when it came out, and since I'm gonna admit that I've been a little bit out of the loop with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff lately, and there's reasons for that, and I'm sure we'll get into it. But, so there was an OCG ban list released, but that's not what's very interesting. What's interesting is the cards that are coming back and the new erratas to some of the older cards, which a lot of people may remember. So from what, I'm going to read it off, just read off what the list is first, so we can talk about it, and then I'm going to talk about the erratas. What do you think?
Alright, that sounds good.
Alright, so newly forbidden on the OCG list is Magispector Unicorn Current, which was definitely coming. That's it for forbidden. But newly limited, which means it's put to 1, is Speedroid Terrortop, Rescue Cat, Goyo Guardian, Delorean Tiger, King of the Ice Barrier, Brionic, Dragon, Ruler of the Ice Barrier, Totally Awesome, Fire Formation Tenki, Union Hanger, Brain Control, Future Fusion, and Imperial Order are all up to 1. And then semi-limited, we have Magician of Faith and Dandelion. And newly unlimited, we have Insector Dragonfly, Star Seraph Sovereignty, Mathematician, Mizuki, and El Shadal Fusion. But you might be thinking already, like, that's kind of nuts, because Future Fusion, Imperial Order even, oh my god, that card's so broken. But here, look, Ryan, you're not going to believe these are there's some of them are erotic that make sense, but you're not going to believe some of these.
Oh boy.
So first we're going to go with Brain Control. You remember Brain Control?
Yeah, we have to pay 800 life points to take control of an opponent's monster for a turn, right?
Well, yes. Well, all they did was they changed it to, what they made it is it says, pay 800 life points and target one face-up monster your opponent controls that can be normal summon, and take control of that target until the end phase. I think it's like you can only use it once per turn now, I'm thinking. I'm not 100%.
Oh, because that's weird, because
I don't know how they changed that.
I don't know, because the original card, because I used it a lot in, like, the early video games I played of Yu-Gi-Oh! Basically, you paid the life points, you take control of the monster, but you only keep it until your end phase, then your opponent gets the monster back. So, I don't know how they altered that.
Yeah, I think they've supposedly... Well, actually, I know they did something to it, so I think they changed it to make it that it's less OP. Whether it's going to be or not, I don't know. Now we have Future Fusion. Now, Future Fusion was banned for a good reason, and that was, what's it called? They did, like, the Cyber Dragon thing. I can't remember the name for it. Do you remember, Ryan?
Dang it, I know that in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX series, Cyrus' brother Zane used these monsters. Crap, it was a combination of Cyber Dragon, like...
Yeah, but people used Future Fusion and Cyber Dragon, like, to somehow, because they could banish cards, it somehow made it, like, that it could do, like, crazy combos and stuff, and, like, make Cyber Dragon really quickly.
I think
so. That's why it was banned. But now, what they did was they eroded it a little bit. It says, during your next standby phase after this card's activation, which means it now takes 2 turns to resolve. You can't just activate it and then banish the card to do whatever. You can activate the card, then you have to wait to your next turn, and then it activates. You reveal 1 fusion monster in your extra deck, and if you do, send the fusion materials for that fusion monster from your deck to the graveyard. And then number 2 is during your second standby phase after this card's activation, fusion summon 1 fusion monster with the same name as the monster you reveal with this card effect from your extra deck. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. When that monster is destroyed, destroy this card. So what they did was all they did was they slowed it down, which I think is kind of fair, because you know what I mean? It's not like you just activate it and do it. You have to wait till it's your turn again. So it could kind of leaves it open to, like, MST or something that could basically just stop it in its tracks.
Yeah, and thinking back to the whole Future Fusion thing, I remember, like, from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX especially, I think that's where they really showed Future Fusion a lot. I think a lot of the reason
Yeah.
that people consider it overpowered wasn't just because of Cyber Dragon, but remember the Elemental Heroes? Like, Jaden especially
Yeah,
used
I
this
think they
card.
did that too.
Yeah, because like he'd always just take all the monsters that he needed for the fusion summons, and then like in 2 turns, boom, he just summons like an 8 level monster right out of the blue. That might be part of the reason as well.
Yeah, okay, so now, we're on a continuous tracker. Now, this card has been banned for the longest time, and there was good reasons for it. Do you remember Imperial Order?
It sounds familiar. No, it's not the one where you have to.
It's a trap card that basically negates every spell card.
Ah, yes, I remember that card. Yeah, okay. Now I
So
remember.
it's now back at 1.
Wow,
The
it was.
reason being is they modded it. It says now, you must pay 700 life points during each player's standby phase. If you cannot pay 700 life points, destroy this card. While this card is in the spell and trap card zone, negate all spell effects on the field. So I think what they did was they made it that you must pay the 700 life points, because I think it like used to be you could like skip it somehow, or I don't know. I don't remember exactly what they did to it, but I think they definitely neutered it. I think it was that you usually, I don't remember exactly what you were able to do before, but I'm pretty sure it was, why am I not looking this up? Let me see what the original was.
Kind of sounds like they downgraded the card a little bit, to be honest. I mean, like the 700 life point.
To be fair, it was an OP card to begin with.
Oh yeah, good point.
Okay, what does it say different? It doesn't seem like they changed it that much. Because it says, negate all spell card effects on the field. During each of your standby phases, pay 700 life points or destroy this card. What did they do here? It says here, you must pay 700 life points if you cannot. While this card is in the spell and trap card zone, negate all spell effects on the field. It pretty much says the same thing. Oh! It says during each player's standby phase, not just your own. You have to pay 700 life points during your standby phase, and then also your opponent's.
Ah, okay, so that basically you have to pay 700 life points per turn.
It's a lot, because you're going to have to pay for your 700 life points, and then your opponent's, and then they can just MST it off the field, or something like that, but, well, they can't MST it off the field, what am I talking about? I'm like thinking, oh, the card that negates spells, use a spell card on it. Oh. No, but, I mean, it's not, it does definitely slow it down. What do you think about it?
Well, I think that the card, in all honesty, when I think about it, it does slow it down a bit. When you think about it, they did have to add a lot of like restrictions and stuff to it. I mean, in the beginning,
well, not really. They didn't change it that much. It's just during each player's standby phase, you have to pay 700 life points, which basically just makes it that you pay double, what you normally would with this card before. So, but the one reason I'm happy to see this card possibly come back, this is on the OCG, so we don't even know if TCG is going to get this, and if they do, and if we do, when the ban list is even going to be here. So, but if Imperial Order comes off, the one reason I'm happy about this is because it basically says, oh, you wanted to pendulum summon? Pendulum monsters are treated as spell cards. Oh, guess what? You can't. And I hate pendulums, so I'm okay with that.
Man, it sounds like they made a lot of adjustments to a lot of these cards on the list. I mean, wow.
Okay, yes, but some of them they did for the worse. Okay, now here we got into the one card, and we should literally play funeral music now, because we are now witnessing the end of Yugioh Guardian.
I'll just play Goof's channel music for this.
No, because you know why?
Why is that?
All they did was they changed it, so now you need, in order to synchro summon it, you need one Earth tuner and one more non-tuner monsters. Before, you needed one tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters. Now it needs to specifically be an Earth tuner.
Better start playing the bagpipe music now.
like Goyo Guardian was doing that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Not so long ago, it was really OP and people played it all the time, and it even got banned for such a time. But it's come back to 3, and it's been, like, no problems whatsoever, and I don't really see it being played that often. I don't even have one of my own. But, I mean, I don't know. That's just kind of weird.
Well, I mean,
Right.
I don't know. It might just be one of those things.
Well, I guess they might be, but you know what? I mean, there are other Goyo monsters now. Like, for example, I run a Goyo Chaser, I believe, which takes control of your opponent's monster, but then it only has half its attack, which is not great, but not bad either if I just want to, like, take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, like, horrible.
I mean, it's not really that useful because, you know, it would be cooler to destroy their monster, take control of it, and then attack them with it, you know? But it's like, if I destroy their monster, it's usually because I want it and I take control of it, it's usually because I don't want it going to the graveyard. So I guess that's kind of what my Goyo Chaser does, and it's a level 6 or 4 type synchro, so. Sorry, level 5. Sorry, not 6. So. Alright, now we have a card that's been banned for the longest time, and it's coming back. Do you remember Brionic?
Sounds familiar, actually. I think I do.
Dragon at the Ice Barrier?
Ah, okay, yes. I'm familiar with the ice barriers.
He was banned because of his effect that basically said you could discard to the graveyard any number of cards, then target that many cards your opponent controls, return them to the hand.
Why would they
So
ban him for that?
It has a full field of monsters, whatever. But wait, it doesn't say you can use it one per turn. It doesn't say whatever. That's what it was. Now, however, they have brought it back, and now they changed was now it says you can only use the effect of Brionic, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, once per turn. And the fact that it specifically mentions you can only use the effect of Brionic, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, once per turn, it means even if you have multiple Brionics on the field, you can't just keep using their effects.
Jeez.
Because if it just said you can only use this effect once per turn, you could think, oh, I can use this effect of this card once per turn. If I have like 3 Brionics on the field, then haha. Nope.
Well,
and this is the reason it was banned was because of some loop with Infernities, I believe, that allowed you to continually like recycle it. It's the fact that it made it like completely broken. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see it come back. And it does make it significantly less broken to have the effect you can only use it the effect once per turn, which it should have had on it to begin with. Seriously, Konami. Like,
sometimes I think Konami is, they probably do a lot of drugs, just like Marvel sometimes.
No, Marvel, when they do drugs, it's sometimes something good. Konami, when they do drugs, it's some cheap drug that nobody wanted, and then that's why they did it.
Oh, well, there's a difference between legalizing marijuana and smoking crack. So, yeah.
Okay, so last we got here is we got the errata. Do you remember Rescue Cat?
Yes, I do. That is a flip effect monster, if I remember correctly.
I'm not 100% sure. Let me check. I'm pretty sure it's. I'm not sure if it is or not. So. If anybody's watched this and it's like, you guys know nothing. Yes, we know nothing.
Yeah, sorry, we're not Einsteins about Yugioh, alright? Sorry, people.
I mean, I've played the game on and off for over 10 years, but even I don't know everything. No, it's not a flip effect. All it says is its original card was you can send this face-up card to the graveyard to special summon 2 level 3 or lower beast-type monsters from your deck. Those monsters are destroyed during the end phase.
Oh.
That was completely because of Synchro Cats. That's why this card got banned.
Yeah,
now,
crud.
What they did was they changed it with 2 things. Now it says you can only use the effect of Rescue Cat once per turn. Konami, you should have put that on the card to begin with.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have to go through the effort of banning it in the first place.
But then they also changed it. Now it says you can send this card to the graveyard, special summon 2 level 3 or lower beast-type monsters from your deck, but their effects are negated. They are also destroyed during the end phase. So you can still use it for synchros, but you couldn't use it for their effects because people used to use it to get like X-Saber or Rebellum who can like attack direct when he attacks directly. You have to discard a card from your opponent's hand, so they can summon 2 of those. and then attack. And it's a pretty high level 3 beast monster, and it has a pretty good attack. So, because it's level 3, but it's got like 1,600 attack, and its effect is if it attacks directly, you lose a card from your hand. So it would kind of make it that your opponent loses 2 cards, and so I guess they just wanted to prevent that, which it kind of makes sense. But yeah, that's all we got for this ban list, whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think about it, Ryan?
Honestly, from what we've reviewed, from the ban list, I think some of these cards I'm glad they brought back some of these, because I remember whenever I first started getting into the series, I think I really liked some of these. The effects of them, in my opinion, were kind of dumb. They should have put it on, like, in the first place, like Rescue Cat, for example. However, some of them weren't adjusted all that much, but at the same time, maybe it was just time they needed to be adjusted. I don't know, but I'm just glad they brought some of them back, too.
I see. I'm not happy about this. The reason is because I'm happy with a little bit of it. I'm happy that they're bringing back, like, brain control. That card I never thought was so broken. It's kind of okay. And I'm upset about Goyle Guardian, because that's just basically saying, oh, guess what? Your favorite level 6 Earth Warrior type Synchro monster? Guess what? You can't play it anymore unless you're running Earth tuners. Ha 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 ha. And then I like that they brought Rescue Cat back. That'll bring up some really cool combos. I like that they brought Bionic back. I'm not happy about Imperial Order. Now, the reason is, even if you have to pay 700 life points during each player's standby phase, there is a loophole to get around this. It specifically mentions you must pay 700 life points during each player's standby phase, right? Standby phase. There is a card that is called, I did this on my Yu-Gi-Oh series, it is called Solomon's Law Book. It's a trap card that says you skip your own standby phase.
Wow.
Which means if you skip your standby phase, you don't have to pay the 700 life points, and the card still remains on the field.
Yeah, talk about a loophole.
And there is a loop with another card, a spirit monster card, that they used to do with Magician of Faith, that allowed you, what they used to do with, what's it called, with, Mask of Darkness, which allows you to bring back a trap card that they used to use with another trap card that basically says you can't draw, and they haven't brought that back because they continue looping it. If they were able to continually loop that card, they can easily continually loop this Solomon's Law Book and skip their own standby phase. They'll have to pay 700 life points during their opponent's standby phase, but it will literally be making the card exactly the same as it used to be. So, I mean, it's far off. It's like, I'm not saying someone's going to actually do this, but the fact, I still see problems with this card. I'm happy because it stops pendulums, but I see problems with this card coming up. What do you think?
Honestly, you know what? Now that you explain it from that standpoint, with the number of loopholes that you could, adjust with this card, you know what? I think I agree with you. Some adjustment definitely needs to be made here. Or maybe, I don't know.
I'm happy that it's coming back. And I think that what they did was a very good first step. However, what I think they did wrong is, I think they should have upped the price that you pay. I think 1,000 would have been better.
Just to make it worth it.
I think some people might disagree, might say that's too much, but, come on, this thing negates all freaking spell cards. All of them.
There you go. Wow. There was...
Then again, the trap version of this card, I think it's Imperial something else. I forget its name. Hold on. Let me check. Where is it? Oh, Royal Decree. Your trap version of this card is a continuous trap card. It says negate all trap card effects in the field. That card's at 3 because it hasn't been a big issue. Because you can get rid of it because traps are slower. But spells are meant to be fast, and having a card that specifically says, oh, guess what, all your spell cards don't work anymore, kind of leaves you with only monster effects to get rid of it. Now, I can already think of one perfect monster to get rid of this card. Is one of my go-to monsters to get rid of cards like this. It is Maiko, Master of Barriers. It's a card where you can get over pretty much anything, because what you do is you tribute itself to destroy one continuous spell or trap card on the field. So, by tributing itself, its effect resolves off field. So unless you have an effect that like stops all effects that happen in the graveyard, its effect goes off no matter what. So even if you're negating the effects on the field, like somehow with, let's say, for example, the name escapes me. Oh, Skill Drain. Skill Drain. It's a card that makes all monstrous effects on the field negated. Let's say you're doing that. Because I've been tributing it is a cost, not an effect. So, and its effect resolves off field, so means I can pop that. So I could see ways of getting around this. However, I just think like it's a good card. I'm happy to see it back. I just think they should have done more to it.
And you know what? I agree with you on that. With all these different card strategies and stuff, man. Shoot, how
I'm really happy. Future Fusion and Brain Control, they did a good job. Future Fusion, they slowed it down so you could have time to get rid of it, which I understand. That makes perfect sense. Brionic bringing it back, and Rescue Cat, that literally they only had to have their effects that say only can use it once per turn. And I mean, Rescue Cat, they made it that its effect should negated just because of that extra, attack you for attack and destroy your hand. But I like that. I'm upset. The only two cards I'm upset about are Gale Guardian, because there was really absolutely no reason to add it needed an Earth Tuner, because it wasn't doing anything, Konami. It literally was barely played. And then bringing back Imperial Order, I'm happy to see it back. I'm upset that they didn't do more to it, because it needs it.
Well, there you go, guys. I mean, an entire breakdown of all these different cards and stuff. I mean, I'm sure you guys might have differing opinions than what we have had in this podcast so far. But I'd be interested to see what you guys think in the comments.
And remember, go easy on us, because we are
please.
out of the loop a little bit. So
Please.
we seem like complete idiots.
Oh yeah, and by people, I mean you, Goof, especially, if you're watching this. Don't go, comment happy, alright? Because I know you.
Goof likes to be comment happy.
Yes, he does. But,
You shouldn't comment, Goof. It just means comment once.
Yes. But, guys, thanks for watching this part 1 of our Yugioh podcast today. We will be coming out with at least one other part, maybe a part 3, depending if we get to it. But thank you so much for watching part 1, guys. Thanks, TDS, for being here today.
My pleasure.
And, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. TDS's channel will be in the description of this video. Go check him out. He makes a lot of really cool content, so go check him out and subscribe to him. And thanks for watching. And until next time, we will catch you guys later. Peace out.